So Richard, thank you so much for coming to join us today at the HydraFacial flagship. We've heard lots of great feedback about your business in the trade, where you focus on boosting your customers, specifically in kind of the social, digital and online space. Is that correct?
That's correct, yeah. So social media advertising for specifically beauty and aesthetic clinics as well.
Okay, so I think for a lot of our businesses, that's quite a scary realm to be in.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are hesitant to kind of move into that space of social and online advertising. Why do you think Facebook advertising is different to your generic online advertising that you see?
So the good thing with Facebook is now it's so interest targeting, so you can really get specific. So the main thing we say with any advertising is you need to be specific if you're going after, if you're spending money online, you want to make sure you're spending it in the right places. So with other online advertising, you have to kind of wait for people to do search terms, like search HydraFacial in London. With Facebook marketing, you can actually do interest, so people with rosacea, people earning over this much money, living in this location, and then you can show adverts specifically to those people. So they may not know what the treatment is, but they have these pain points. And you can then approach them and say, have you got acne, have you got rosacea? Or here's the perfect treatment for you. And it makes it really easy to actually convert them.
So it's almost like finding your ideal client that hasn't yet come into your business.
Yeah, 100%. And then approaching them in the correct way, not being salesy, not being pushy, but just showing the value of whatever treatment you are advertising, and then kind of getting them into the clinic or salon.
And I loved what you said there about kind of speaking to their pain, because we know that in the beauty and the skin industry specifically, you know, people will have an issue that they want a solution for. So a clinic who maybe wants to attract acne clients, you could then target that specific client to find that clinic and come in for treatment.
That's right, yeah, so you can get really, so Facebook kind of know everything about everyone now as well.
Of course.
So it's even like you probably like speaking to your friends and you mention like a pair of socks, and then you see on Amazon a pair of socks pop up on adverts. So they know kind of everything about us, which is scary. But for the advertising for the salons, it's actually really good, because then you can get really specific and kind of attract, not time wasters, but people serious about having, say, a skin transformation and then spending more money with the salon.
Yeah, and I think it's incredible how technology has changed, right? But I feel that some of our industries, and ours included, are not necessarily keeping up with that change because it's really quick, and that's why we need experts like you to help us in our businesses. But why do you think most of the salons are a bit hesitant with Facebook advertising?
Probably because they've had bad experiences, or they've heard bad experiences in the past. So a lot of people have kind of pressed the little boost button under Facebook post. And it's like, do you want to reach 20,000 people today? Spend £100 with us. And it sounds great. You're going to reach 100,000 people. But actually, if they're not your ideal target market, you're just going to see a £100 bill go out and be like, oh, Facebook ads doesn't work, or Google ads doesn't work, whatever it is. But they're not coming in it with a strategy. So it's kind of like they wouldn't have a client come in and just not do a consultation and just jump straight to having a treatment and kind of doing whatever they want to do. It's actually about thinking about it first. Who do I want to attract? How much money do I want them to spend with me? Are there any packages we want to sell? And then reverse engineering that so your adverts will perform better. And I think that's where most people kind of mess up a little bit. But again, it's not their fault, because they're not marketers, they're salon owners as well. So it's that fine balance.
And they love treating skin, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So, you know, if we're leveraging an expert like you, it allows the therapists and salon owners to do what they love. And you can then help drive those people into the business.
Get them nice and busy, yeah, sure.
So now you mentioned something just now about, you know, paying for an advert. So you pay £100 to boost a campaign. How do you measure what the success is of that campaign, and that we're not just throwing money at the metaverse, and you know that Facebook is actually delivering on those targeted clients to come into your business?
So with our system, we have like a dashboard where you can see every inquiry that's come in and kind of the customer journey. So Susie clicked on an advert for a HydraFacial, she viewed the page for 20 seconds, she entered her details, booked an online thing, and then had a package sold.
Amazing.
So you can get pretty granular with it, rather than say flyers where you send out 1,000 flyers and you've no idea if they put it straight in the bin, have they interacted, but also are they actually your dream clients as well? You don't really know that. Whereas this one, you can get specific. So we're all about data. There's no point spending even £10 a day. That's still a lot of money for a salon if you're just chucking it down the drain.
Agreed.
So we say if you're spending £1 or £1,000 a day, you've got to make sure you can track it. And Facebook are pretty good with how you can actually follow that customer journey from like a lead into like a HydraFacial package sale as well.
That's amazing, because then you know your spend is actually giving you the results that you're wanting, right?
Yeah, whether a small spend or big spend, I think even the smaller salons can spend even like £2 a day and still get results coming through. So they don't have to be scared of, oh, I'm going to have to spend £1,000 this month on ads, and I have no idea what's going to happen. They can be a bit more cautious too.
And making it more customizable for your business size, right?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. So if we think about things like actually getting started and creating this online advert, are there any high-level tips that you would say salons need to start thinking about when they're creating these?
Got it. So I think the main thing is making sure you've got a good offer. So offer doesn't, everyone say offer, they're like, oh my goodness, you're the worst, don't do that. It doesn't mean like a cheap salesy offer. It's about what is the value you're providing to that dream client. So HydraFacial is perfect because it's got really quick results. You get the gunk at the end, you can see it, you can smile, and it's a really good brand. So that kind of sells itself, and that is kind of the offer already. But it's coming in for a consultation, then what do you get at a consultation? You get the skin analysis, then you get the HydraFacial, then you get the LED mask, and kind of doing it rather than just saying, oh, come for a HydraFacial with us, assuming that that potential client either knows what a HydraFacial is or knows the steps it actually kind of takes as well.
And I think this year there's going to be a big focus on value add. You know, yes, we all know that we're going into a bit of a tougher time, but I think what we need to be cautious of is always offering discounts, because then you attract the wrong clients instead of the dream clients. So a value add could be adding something onto a HydraFacial treatment that just enhances that experience for the guest. And that could be something that's low cost to the salon, right? Like a head massage or, you know, any of that. So I think that's going to be a big focus for our business this year, is how do we add value to the things we are doing versus lowering price or offering discounts.
And then going to that back. We always say low cost, you want to add on something that's low cost to the salon, but high value to that potential client. So PDFs work pretty well at the moment. So for like winter, it was like, get a HydraFacial and we'll send you a free winter skincare tip PDF.
Amazing.
And it's like, it doesn't cost the salon anything. We would create it for them, or they could create it.
Oh wow, so you create that for the business as well?
100%. So then it's kind of like, no one else has that PDF as well. So it's not like, oh, Susie down the road also has this value add. So it's really unique. But also it adds the expertise of the salon or clinic. So even if they offer other treatments, you can kind of soft pitch it in there as well to kind of increase that customer lifetime value. So that's kind of a good little trick. That kind of allows it.
And if we look at, you know, kind of paid ads, I know we've been touching on that a little bit. And we've kind of spoken about whether it doesn't matter on your budget, whether it's a small budget or you've got a bigger budget. Is it a good idea to kind of start small and build up, or is it really about the size of the business and what you want that end goal to be?
Got it. So we say don't do too, if you're like starting out from scratch, I wouldn't say do too small of a budget, just because if you've never ran ads before, you've got no data. And obviously the more like money you spend, the more data you're going to collect. So if you said spend £100 in 1 month, you'd only have a little bit of data. Whereas if you're like, for the first month, we're going to put, say, £400 in, you're going to have 4 months worth of data in that 1 month period and kind of compact the data you're collecting. And then from there, you can kind of work out what is our cost per lead. So for say a platinum HydraFacial, it's £5 to get a lead. But not every lead's going to convert. So maybe 1 in 4 leads convert. So actually, it's this much to acquire a customer, and you can get really granular with it. So then you can go, you know, for the next month, we know it's £30 to acquire a £150 facial. Therefore, how much now do we want to scale up? And
got you.
That's less scary than chucking money or seeing, oh no, £1,000 bill's gone out to Facebook. But what has actually happened? It allows it to be a bit easier.
And I guess you just have to start, right? You've got to start somewhere. And I think that's the great thing about this, is that you can really choose how you want to kick it off. And by working with an expert like yourself, you can really guide the clinic, like we guide the clinics in, you know, business operations and that kind of thing. You can be that online and social and digital aspect of their business, which is really great. Is there anything you are seeing as like kind of trends that are going to be coming up for this year linked to advertising online or paid ads?
So the main thing is going away from heavy discounts as well. That is a big trend. So we probably speak with 5 or 6 clinics a day who are like, oh my goodness, I don't want to run any online advertising because you have to discount. And it's kind of actually, people are more attracted now to less discounts, but actually the value and kind of the treatments they're offering.
So that's coming through on the online space as well, which is 100%. Great to hear.
Which is kind of what clinics want anyway. You don't want those cheap people who come for a facial but then don't buy a package. So I'd rather have a few high-end clients come through that actually commit to their skin transformation. But also the frameworks of ads is changing a little bit. So the main framework now that works really well for any clinic is a hook, story, and an offer. So making sure your adverts follow that framework. And even if you're terrible with ads, if you follow that you should get some pretty good leads coming through anyway.
So it's like 3 steps to your ultimate lead generation for your clinic.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So to make sure you've got a good hook, so the hook is calling out the audience.
Yeah.
So it could be attention skin lovers of Watford. Like, do you have this problem, question mark.
Okay.
So hooking them in. Then the story, so what makes your clinic unique? What are the steps of the HydraFacial? Here's the 5 steps you have. And then the offer is actually giving them a call to action. So not just ending it with, like, just that.
Yeah.
You've got to say, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to call up? Do you want them to book online? Do you want
kind
them
of
to do these
connecting
kind of
that
things?
online space to that brick and mortar space
1,000,000%,
and action, right? So picking up the phone or booking in an appointment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no point having just views and likes. They don't pay the bills.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, you got 20,000 likes on your post. It's actually about, we want 20 people to actually come into the clinic and spend money. That's the goal.
For us as a business, we're looking at that from an engagement point of view, right? So years ago, clicks and likes and that kind of thing were really important. How many followers do you have?
Yeah.
But if that's not resulting in an action or people coming into your business, it's just a big number that everybody looks at.
Yeah,
so we're looking at it from an engagement point of view. So it's great that that's going to be a key focus for 2023 as well.
Yeah, I mean, you do still need the likes and followers.
Of course.
If they go to a page, it's got like no likes, no followers, it's a bit
Yeah.
iffy, but the main focus will be on kind of this return on investment, especially going into a tougher economy. It's like whatever you are spending now, you need to ensure and guarantee you're getting 2, 3, 4 times return on investment within that first week of spending the ads. It's kind of the goal.
Okay, cool. And any last tips or anything that you think that we can share to kind of really get the clinics excited about the online world?
Yes, I think the biggest mistake clinics will make is running adverts and kind of sending the traffic to their website homepage.
Okay.
Or even, say, the HydraFacial treatment section on their website.
Okay.
And the problem with that is, although their website may be pretty cool and they spend loads of money on it, there's so many buttons, about us, meet our team, different pop-ups saying subscribe to our newsletter, do all of these things. And if they've clicked on a HydraFacial advert, it's kind of like they're there for that one treatment. Don't distract them with everything else.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads to analysis paralysis. So we say create a landing page, which is a mini 1-page website, which will give them one option, one call to action to book the actual HydraFacial treatment.
Great.
And that obviously leads to way higher conversions and better customer experience too.
Yeah. Making it easier for the client, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. The whole thing's about making it easy, but also qualifying them as well. So you don't want anyone to go free. So you need a bit of friction, but not too much where you're kind of just getting distracted and losing them.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for sharing your expertise. If any of our clinics need to reach out to you, it's something I definitely recommend. I'm starting to learn more about the online advertising because it's just so fascinating. So I encourage everybody to, if you've got a business, get involved in it.
For sure.
And to reach out to you for some extra tips and advice.
A pleasure. Happy to help anyone.